Is there anything for me to show? I mean, it has been a while since my last devlog. Wait, how long has it been? Oh my god! Okay, maybe it has been a while since the last devlog. But, I mean, the fans can wait a little longer. I mean, it's not like they're gonna be impatient.
Where's the update, bro? I've been waiting a century!
I want my Metal Sonic and Knuckles bring up part of being an concert.
Dearest AzureGills, I would like to inquire on the current state of the awaited version 1.5 update and its current progress. When and where shall we expect you to complete the development at once?
Azure,
My patience 5 years. The line
How's my update,
Here's
Azure?
regards.
I swear to God.
Someone who has spoken a single time in a silver recording.
Stop diving, stop breathing, stop whatever you're doing to read this message. Your update for the game known as Inocs v1.5 has taken far too long. It has been 568 whole days since the last update you've launched, that being the release date, and consequently, the first part of the game that is about a year. It is completely irresponsible of our game development to leave the environments without any devlogs for so long. I expect the update to be coming soon.
Okay, geez, sorry.
Azure. Where's that Sonic Azure? I was promised me I was Sonic Azure. Where is it? Give me the update. I've been waiting for so long.
Where's that damn fourth chaos arrow? Azure, please. The kids are starving. They need sustain. Finish, or I divorce. F you, Octo.
Message for Inocs community. Everyone, as someone who was waiting for this update since the beginning, it wasn't any account. I can say that the update will be worth it. That is.
They don't tell you this, but the reason 1.5 is taking so long is because Azure's an irresponsible adult that spends all his time drinking alcohol and takes the updates taking so long like pizza tastes bad now, Azure. I need Inocs. You can make my set cheese pizza into a happy pepperoni pizza.
Dear Inocs community, we're gonna link all Inocs assets. If Azure doesn't make Inocs 1.5.
Okay. Shut your mouth. Shut all of your mouths. Okay, let me just explain, alright? So, version 1.5 started development around late 2024 to early 2025. And as of recording this, it is now June 2, 2026. Or in other words, this has basically been taking just a little longer, like just 1 year and like a couple of months, and it's still not out yet. And of course, a lot of people are genuinely curious on like how the progress of the game is going, especially since, you know, the sheer absence of devlogs that I've been posting. Now, I do have like a couple reasons why I haven't been posting any devlogs, because one, we basically enter a territory where if I make any more devlogs, I'm gonna end up spoiling something. But if you do want to know how the game's going, in terms of a good ending, at least like, you know, gameplay wise, it's basically done. All that's left is to add the bad ending, neutral ending, as well as the topic that I'm going to be discussing in this video. Of course, version 1.5 isn't the only thing that my fans are waiting for. They're also waiting for like some news regarding, you know, the collaboration with Dimensional Coalescence. And I'm going to be honest, again, I really don't have much to show regarding that collab because I've mostly been busy with, you know, working on version 1.5. And then I can actually work on the collaboration, just so I don't like stress myself a lot, constantly juggling between, you know, two things at the same time. So if you came here to at least like, you know, some information about the collab, I'm sorry, there's really not going to be much I can really tell you about it. I'm just going to keep it a secret, like always. And of course, a lot has happened in this year, especially since, you know, Roblox is pushing some updates that a lot of people don't like. Not to mention that I have a job. I've also been, you know, occupied with like other Sonic fan projects that I haven't announced just yet. Yeah, a lot of stuff has happened this year that could just be summarized with just... Anyways, the other reason why this version is taking forever is because, well, I hit an obstacle, and it is related to, you know, the first reason I brought up, which is... Oh boy, this is gonna be a long one. I made many jokes saying that cutscenes were basically the selling point of Inocs because it's literally the first thing that people will take notice when they play my game. And as great as the cutscenes are in the game, a lot of people don't really know the process that, goes around trying to, make these cutscenes work. Obviously, Roblox doesn't have like a built-in cutscene player. I had to make it all on my own, which, it does the job, but it has been a year and that code has kind of aged a bit. It's a little bit janky. Hey, wait a minute. But I'm not going to be talking about like how the cutscenes work. I specifically want to talk about animating these cutscenes because there's a lot of layers that go on about this. So in order for the cutscene to work, you're going to need a camera rig and a character or more. With these rigs all set up, I open Movement Animator 2 and begin working on the cutscene. After animating those rigs, I export them and then I go into the source code of the cutscene and put in the animation ID, the sound ID, as well as some events that may occur in the cutscenes. For example, if a character is talking, let them say this at this specific time. Oh, if there's like a scripted event, allow this to happen after this specific amount of time, so on and so forth. Again, it's a little complicated, but hey, if it works, it works. Now, it isn't exactly, setting up the animation events that's like the most complicated or like scripted events. It's really the process of animating because depending on what happens in these cutscenes, they may take at least around like a week for it to be finished, or like most severe cases like even a month just for like one cutscene, depending on how complex they can be. Now the reason why I'm telling you all of this is so I can make like a comparison and let you like understand just how long it's taking for me to like finish all the cutscenes for this game. Obviously, it didn't take so long to make the cutscenes for Tails' chapter. After all, most of the cutscenes only consist of either him and Inocs, and well, that's really it. There's only like 3 cutscenes, 5 if you count the deaf ones. But in version 1.5, there's a lot more than that. We have Knuckles, Metal Sonic, Inocs, sometimes Till, depending on which ending you're going for, all of which basically summed up to 12 cutscenes. And I only made 5, which basically means I have 7 more cutscenes to make. Are you kidding? As insane as that amount of cutscenes sound, I was gonna go through with it because again, Inocs is a passion project and this project really means a lot to me. So obviously I'm going to give it my all, even if it's gonna take like 100 years. But then Roblox came in and said, hey, if you're gonna be publishing your game, you're gonna have to either use our subscription or pay us 1,000 Robux. And it doesn't matter if any of your code doesn't work, you're still gonna have to do it every time you publish it. What the fuck? So yeah, not only do I have 7 cutscenes to make, I am also being pressured by Roblox to essentially wrap it all up until I have to pay for their subscription, which I am not doing that. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I was pretty confident that I would finish all the cutscenes in a jiffy, and then just release the game somewhere before October. I know it seems like I'm dragging this like longer than it should be, but really all this is meant to put like emphasis on like the biggest bullshit I received somewhere at the end of May when I was trying to work on one of the cutscenes, and well, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, it got bricked. Like, I literally couldn't work on it at all. It just wouldn't open. So yeah, if it hasn't been clear, Roblox is incredibly limited. Especially since it's an engine that was specifically developed to be primarily focused on multiplayer games. But I spent so much time working on this specific cutscene that plays after Would You Have the Strength to Do It, that it just... oh my god, it genuinely sucks. Like, I don't even have words to describe just how awful I felt after, like, coming to this revelation. Because here's the thing, I don't even know what caused it. Because I tried opening the animation, but it only loaded, like, the camera rig, and then nothing else. It just stays completely frozen. And of course, in the console, it shows like an error saying like script execution exhaustion or whatever, which usually indicates like a code that's like constantly trying to run over and over and over and over with like no end to it. But there really wasn't any way I could fix it because, well, I don't really own the plugin and I can't really edit the source code. So I was basically, trying as much as I can to sort of like fix it so I can like get back to animating, but I tried it. It just wasn't working. So all that progress that I made on working on the cutscene was basically thrown down the drain.
You emotionless piece of...
The only reason why I think it got bricked is because it had a lot of keyframes, which, you know, that may have been my fault because I was using a technique that essentially sort of makes the keyframes smoother in like a more easier way, so that way you don't have to like constantly mess with like easing style, easing direction and all that stuff. However, it does split the keyframes in half, and you know, you keep doing that over and over and over and over, it becomes more smoother and thus ending up more keyframes. Now here's the thing, I would go back to just like reanimate the cutscene, but then I realized there is a good chance that this might happen again. I can't really say what happens in these cutscenes that I was planning to make, but they were going to be pretty like hard to animate, and it would take a long time for it to be finished, and it definitely would have a lot of keyframes. So if this happened for a cutscene that wasn't even like all that complex and all that stuff, it only had like too many keyframes and that way it got bricked, chances are I'm probably going to make like a really complex cutscene and that will get bricked the same way that this one did. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I really just want this update to be out. I don't want to spend longer to just deal with Roblox's bullshit and having to like adapt to their janky engine. Shut up. Not to mention, I really want to try as much as I can to sort of optimize this update, because I have noticed that it is a little laggy in some areas that I could try my best to optimize it, but it's just not guaranteed. And again, I really just want to get over this hurdle that's like standing in the way, so I'm gonna be making a difficult decision. I'm gonna have to scrap the cutscenes.
Wait, what? What? You were just talking about how they were the same as one of Inocs. Why would you scrap that?
But I didn't finish. I mean that I'm scrapping the cutscenes that I was planning to make. The 5 cutscenes that I've already made will still remain in the game. But as for the other cutscenes, I'm gonna have to be replacing them with animatics similar to the style that I did for Isolation. Now it would be a challenge to make these like animatics to feel scary just as much as like 3D cutscenes, but honestly at this point I accept anything because
I am not animating another cutscene. I just want to something else.
And besides, they're pretty lightweight and they don't really take that long to make, so I'm pretty sure I could like finish a good majority of the cutscenes and animatics in like matter than like maybe like a month or so. I don't know, don't count me on that. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. It was really more just an explanation as to why this update was taking so long to be finished. Again, I wouldn't really go with this approach, but you know, I have no other choice. I just want this update out because I'm not going to be in Roblox forever. I'm going to be moving to Godot. Let me just finish this update and that's it. But of course, I don't want to leave you guys starving for content, so I'm actually planning to release a few lore videos. You guys seem to really like what I did for Isolation and want to see more, so I'm actually going to be telling you some of the titles of the lore videos that I'm going to be releasing. One is called Confrontation, Incineration, Abomination, oh my god, how do you say? Dereliction. I can't exactly go in depth on what these lore videos are actually going to be. The title alone should just give you enough information. But yeah, that was it. I have no idea how to end this video, so